WBON TV is here at the Legislative Luncheon, sponsored by the Richmond Chamber of Commerce, where we got a legislative update, some information about schools, roads, and a lot of other good things, like an award for Madison County for economic development. I spoke to Senator Carpenter afterwards, who told us a little bit about what's going on in Frankfort.
At King Brothers Used Cars in Winchester, they'll treat you like family. Come in and drive away in a new-to-you vehicle, courtesy of King Brothers, or visit kingbrotherscars.com to see their inventory. King Brothers Used Cars, family-owned and time-tested since 1966.
Talked about just the overall impact that we're trying to make in Frankfort to represent our communities now. And a big part of what we're talking about now is the pension system, tax reform, and transportation is a big part of what we're talking about this upcoming session. And school safety with what's going on now in our communities. We're wanting to make sure that our children are safe and that our educators are safe. And I think, here in Madison County, we have a very great system that does a good job now, but we want to make sure we can continue that here in the county as well as across the state.
Now everybody kind of spoke on the pension. That's the word that nobody wants to hear, but is there anything you can kind of assure Kentuckians that there is progress being made right now?
Absolutely, and their voices are being heard. We started this process back early in the summer or maybe late spring, and I think the conversation has been very respectful. We've got a lot of great ideas, and the governor's proposal was just that. It was a proposal to get us started, and I think that where we are now is really leaps and bounds ahead of that system, and educators and all the folks that are involved in the systems feel like that we're making some headway. I don't think the bill's finalized yet. I don't think everybody's where they want to be, and this is a system you're just not going to be able to make everybody happy, but we want to make sure that we're fair, and the decisions that we're making, especially for myself, I want to make sure when I come back home I feel like I made the right decisions for everybody in our community, educators, our students, my kids, and all the business folks here in our district and our community. And so that's my, at the end of the day, that's my goal, is to make sure we do what is right for those folks, that everybody who's engaged in that system.
Now, Madison County also won an award today, economic development. This is kind of a big deal. You're pretty proud of the district?
Absolutely. Lori and Carrie do an excellent job with our tourism department in Berea and Richmond. They work extremely hard, and they understand how big a role it has in making the economy in Madison County really grow. We're very fortunate to be located where we are. We have great opportunities for families to want to be here, live here, and to visit. And so their work is outstanding, and I was glad that Hank Phillips from the cabinet was able to come down and recognize them.
Representative Wesley Morgan had to leave early after speaking, as he was in committee to hear about House Bill 166, which would look at the options for bringing medical marijuana to Kentucky. I asked Senator Carpenter about this, and he says it's been in the works for a while.
I think that medical marijuana is beginning to get traction, and because I have been through experiences where folks who have had cancer and some of these other illnesses, that cannabis has an opportunity to help relieve some symptoms. And so I think there's continued to be studies made and shown that the project and the product can actually help people's lives. And so the flip side of it is Kentucky's been such a big proponent of making sure that we keep marijuana out because of our eradication program and how that was a gateway drug. And I think we're doing things now with the medical side of it to show that this can be not a revenue stream, but actually a way to improve some people's lives. And with the medical side of it, that's what I can say. If you've had somebody who's fought cancer and you want to see them be able to have a better quality of life during treatment, you'd be willing to see them or help them get what they need. And so I think this is just an opportunity to help continue this conversation. It's not going to happen in the short term. I've been there 8 years. They've been talking about it the entire time. But I think with anything, you can improve the process, and I think it continues to gain momentum.
Stay tuned at WBONTV.com for not only legislative updates, but also election coverage all this spring. For WBON TV, I'm Marissa Hempel.